There's some news circulating the internet about a poster or comic book like poster or cover or comic book variant cover. I don't know if it's a comic book or comic book variant cover. I'm not sure yet, but it features half of the Avengers or half of the cast or the characters going to appear in Avengers Doomsday. So let's have a talk about it, shall we? This is the only part of this year-long hype for Avengers Doomsday that I'm excited about. The other four, they dropped 4 trailers, right? The only 2 trailers that piqued my interest out of the 4 trailers is the Fantastic Four with Shuri and M'Baku, and then the X-Men teaser trailer. Those are the only 2 trailers that piqued my interest. The other ones with Captain America, who has a child now, don't give a shit. And then the other one with Thor kneeling down praying as well, I also don't give a shit. Because of the previous Thor movie, I've written Thor off in my head completely. As soon as they did Ragnarok, and then they carried on his character from Ragnarok into where he lost to Thanos and then Endgame, beautifully done for me. Absolutely beautiful experience with his character. Thor, Love and Thunder completely erased all that intelligence, that maturity, that growth, that spice, that energy. I don't want to say gumption. There was a beautiful charge that his character had. It really amazes me, right, as to how these things occur when it comes to Hollywood or in Marvel Studios and Disney in general. You're coming off the peak and height of your previous greatness. Surely you're supposed to study that and see where you failed within that greatness and maintain the positivity of that greatness and improve on where you failed. Instead, they just thought, okay, we're going to do some experiments and try this and try that. Ironheart didn't work for me personally. Even Iron Fist didn't work for me personally. I didn't watch Jessica Jones. Yeah. Then they released She-Hulk. That was atrocious. Yeah. Absolutely atrocious. You ain't lying. WandaVision, I personally didn't like that. A lot of people loved it. They enjoyed it. Me, if certain parts of your story is incompetent, I cannot swallow the whole thing. I just can't get with the whole thing. Let me explain. They got 3 Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland. Out of all the 3, the first one, and only the first one, is the one that I love the most. The second one is a non-existent movie to me because of how many things occurred in that movie that led to the outcome of that movie. They made Tom Holland, Spider-Man, act in such an incompetent way after he survived something so unique in the galaxy. How many people in the galaxy, in the previous existences and all the different lifetimes of every other creature that has existed in the galaxy can say they had that unique experience of being snapped by Thanos? How many people can say that?
What does that have to do with it?
No. He's got a point.
If you were to do a Ouija board of all the different spirits that have ever existed in every planet and every galaxy, all the multi-dimensionals and multi galaxies and whatever it is, multiverses, how many creatures can say they've had a specific unique experience of being dusted by a being called Thanos, who snapped his fingers and then brought back again to Earth by another being called Iron Man? How many people? And within that space, they were all protected, or most of them per se, or due to one man, Doctor Strange, who sat down and saw 14 million and how many numbers, and all those other instances he saw. He only saw one. Did he only see one because he was interpreted by Iron Man, or that was the only one he saw, whether or not he was going to be interrupted by Iron Man? So that one that he saw, did he see it and then stopped and then spoke to Tony? Or did he stop because Tony interrupted him by asking him, are you okay? Or did he see that one and thought, you know what, I don't want to see any more losses. This one that I've seen out of this 14 million and so on and so on, out of all this, I've only seen one, so it makes sense to stop now and hang on to that one. Maybe the other ones that he saw were worse than the one that he saw. Let's say he'd have seen 3 more, plus the one to then make 4. But he would have thought, you know what, this one seems feasible. And I don't know how many people really talk about that, the realness of that decision. 14 million. What if he gave up before he saw that one where they succeeded? And how many people would have been able to sit down in that ritual or spell that he casted to continue to push through and push through and push through till they saw. What if he saw 1 billion losses? Every attempt, 1 billion, and he couldn't. What if he gave up, and only for them to write him in the way that they did in Spider-Man 3? Stupid.
Yes.
I feel after he had the accident with his hands, that experience changes you. Then after you go through what you did, or what after you went through this alien kidnapping you, taking you to his spaceship, and then being saved by Iron Man and Spider-Man, again, your demeanor and your thinking changes. These are very two significant experiences. The first time was an accident and becoming Doctor Strange. Your whole mindset will change from that experience. And now there's a greater, different responsibility where you're so aware of so many things in the cosmos that many people have zero idea about. Some religious factions or different religions think they know, but you know. So there's a difference between thinking they know and you knowing. Not only do you know, you've experienced it. You'd have had different experiences with different demons and entities and beings and whatnot. You would have had a lived experience. So whilst people are writing theologies and theories and hypotheses, you know you've had the experience. Then to then end up having the experience of Endgame, dude. What Infinity War and Endgame, that changes a human being. That changes any human being. Not only were you responsible for your own life and the stone itself, but you were responsible for half of the galaxy. Now, granted, you saved particular people in the Soul Stone or whatever you did, but you were responsible for many, many, many lives. You can't write a character like that and then make him stupid or make him egotistical. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not compute.
I know I initially opened this video saying I wanted to talk about the poster or the comic book variant cover, whatever it is. But these are things that play in my mind when it comes to Marvel and anything they're showcasing or advertising, saying, guys, check out this, check out that. Like someone, for example, reached out to me on my Instagram and said, yo, have you seen Wonder Man yet? I was like, yo, no. I had zero intention to see it and left it there. Then he said, you know what? I think you should check it out. I said, yo, dude, your taste and my taste are completely different.
That's right.
Certain things you might watch and find completely funny, hilarious, intelligent. Like people use words like amazing, great writing. It's perfect. It's stunning. It's the best thing I've seen on TV so far. Wow. I can accept that kind of statement, or I can see why that makes sense when someone says that about Pluribus, Severance, Dark Matter. What else is there? Silo, for example. I can. Those statements make sense when a show takes you somewhere else that you don't even think you're capable of going, and then you start using specific words to describe that show. If you had said those words for Severance, yes. It even took me a while to watch Severance because I thought everyone was just hyping it up for nothing. I was like, it's another show where it's like, yeah, want to jump on the bandwagon and say it's a good show. When I sat down to watch season 1 alone, even the first 3 episodes got me hooked.
You don't understand.
The premise and the concept alone in the world of Severance is enough to make you sit down and think, dude, how would that look like in real life? The concept of Pluribus, personally for me, it's a little, OTT. It's a very simple thing that I feel I personally didn't enjoy the way the show tackled something so simple and powerful. I'm going to talk about Pluribus at a later date.
No, there is too much.
So when people use specific words to describe certain shows, it baffles me. Like people are hyping and raving about Wonder Man. I've watched like 5 episodes so far. There's some things I'd like to talk about, but as a show, as a package so far, it's I'm not enjoying it.
But why?
Thankfully, I didn't go in expecting anything, despite this particular person who reached out to me on Instagram and said, check it out. It's good. He didn't say you're going to enjoy it. It's perfect. He just said, check it out. It was the persistency. Is that even a word? It was the fact he was like, yo, just give it a shot. I said, okay, I'm going to do the first 2 or 3 episodes and that's it. Because normally these shows, for certain shows, I almost did something wrong. I almost said something wrong. Certain shows, the first episodes get you hooked. That happened for me with Dark Matter, Severance, Paradise, and there's a fourth one, Paradise and
A few moments later.
Hijack with Idris Elba. The first episodes of those shows drew me in. It wasn't unnecessary setup and filler to let you know who this character is, who he's married to, who she's married to, who she's cheating on, who she's having an affair with. It just let us know this is the world, here are the characters, let's go. And I appreciate when the show does that. That lets me know, okay, at least from the first episode you're saying we're hitting the ground running and then flying and we're doing light speed. I'm here, I'm ready, I'm with you. I'm with you. You're not toying me around and doing, well, no, the first episode is just a setup. You can do setup in the upcoming episodes. You can do a flashback as a setup. Now, the way Wonder Man himself, the way he, yeah, I'm gonna do a separate video. I'm not enjoying it so far. The only episode, I almost said the only episode I thought was interesting was the black and white one with the doorman thing. But that one, that's gonna be a separate video just on its own, because there's certain aspects that I enjoyed, certain aspects of that episode that resonated with me. I could relate to the characters, just certain areas. So the relatability is cool. But I don't want to be relating to characters with different. I want to be able to chew on the story and be like, yo, that's a dope ass story. Dark Matter was about a parallel Earth, and I don't want to spoil it, but that alone is intriguing. Then how do you get the audience who's not into science, who doesn't care about science fiction, who doesn't care about it? If you start telling someone a clone of this, and it's just like the movie Jet Li's the one. Not everyone's going to want to see that. You mentioned Kung Fu, yeah, martial arts, yes, but it's about parallel, what? Now we good. All that science fiction stuff, that sci-fi, Star Trek stuff, Star Wars stuff, I'm not into it. And rightfully so, not everyone should be into everything. There's nothing wrong with that. But Dark Matter did such a good job, in my opinion, such a good job that once, it's just episode 1 alone, set the stage for the whole season. Just episode 1 alone, the first like 15 minutes, first 10-15 minutes let you know, yo, this is a usual show, man. This is not a usual ride, so get ready for it. It was beautiful. I watched it twice. I watched that show twice. Same thing with Severance, and Severance is 2 seasons. I watched that twice as well. Same thing with Paradise. I watched that twice as well. Nice. And the second season for that is coming out this month when I'm recording this video. So about what, 22nd, 23rd of this month. Looking forward to that as well. So when you have shows like these that I keep bringing up over and over again, they keep the viewers' attention, keep you engaged, and not just dumb shit on screen just to keep you hooked. No, compelling storytelling, nerve-wracking scenes, tension, thriller, good suspense, and most of all, at least a healthy enough dialogue. Whereas Wonder Man has just been a bunch of inconsistencies, very, very stupid, unnatural, non-organic scenarios that have occurred. I'm like, dude, how do you want your viewers to take this show seriously enough to say, yep, that would occur in real life? Certain character tropes, certain character traits, over-the-top expression, and people talking as if they're monsters and demons in disguise don't make sense to me at all. And this is the second show where your lead character is of African American heritage.
What do you mean by that?
Riri Williams, that bombed bad, and there were certain things in that show I was like, what? If the way they did Riri Williams' show is exactly how she came up to be who she was in the comics, then I can't say shit. But if you change her character significantly from the comics, then it feels like you're trying to sabotage that specific character. Why would you then introduce her and write her completely different from the comics? Are there other ways you could have made that show enjoyable for the audience to watch? Yes. But I don't read the comics. Now, if there are true hardcore comic fans and lovers out there, despite their pigment, who still enjoyed Riri Williams, and then they all gave notes like if they did this and chose to change that, and then Marvel observed those notes and then said we're going to make a TV show for her, and then took on the notes and the adjustments and applied it to the new show. That makes sense to me. There must have been a massive outcry about Riri Williams, the same way there would have been about X-Men, Fantastic Four. Please change this. This is this. That doesn't make sense. Yada yada yada. You'd be able to look at your records and say, okay, we released this from this comics, didn't sell well. We changed the story for this character, didn't do well. We changed this. You would see, the audience would let you know, yo, that edition sucked. Overhaul. Change that shit. You know, reset. Whatever, reset it or we're not buying.
You ain't lying.
So after you retcon stuff, when you say, okay, we're going to transition now into TV for this character, surely the things you retcon and change that worked better, you bring over into the live action. Why would you then try a new thing that's going to be a new gamble for the first time you're showcasing the character? Wonder Man, the guy who plays Wonder Man, whatever his name is, said a line in the show that is similar to what Riri said. Riri saying something I could understand because she's young.
I need cash, money. Do you think Tony Stark would be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire? No shade.
Two African American characters, one male, one female, and they're referencing two Caucasian Avengers, Prime Avengers members, and the way they speak about the Prime Avengers members, it doesn't make sense. So there are things you can make your character say that is relatable in general. And the things you make your character say is like, that doesn't make sense in the world you live in. You can't talk about a superhero a particular way when your current existence, you could say on average, is due to the superheroes fighting on your behalf.
I love Captain America. He is the full package.
But he's really just like a regular dude who can throw a shield, right?
What? No, you don't talk down about people. It even reflects how you as a character observe people. It's stupid. You can't put him here for the audience to say, okay, we're rooting for him to get here. Then he says something that's like, wait, how can you think like this when you yourself are in this position? How does that work? That means the people who are writing the character are either incompetent or they're deliberately doing this. Riri Williams said something that was so stupid, the whole audience is like, how can you talk like that? She-Hulk did the same thing.
I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you.
Okay.
So all of this just feels like projecting a lot of shit onto me.
Hey, yo, what the?
See.
Who wrote this? Did you even watch the whole Marvel movies prior to writing this story?
That's a good question.
So the way people are saying this show is good, it's excellent, I wasn't about to fall for that hype. It was this particular person who came directly to me on my Instagram and said, yo, give this shit a shot. I said, word? He said, word. I said, yo, we got two different tastes, man. I will not be taking your word for it, sir. He said, yep, understand. I peeped that, but just still give it a shot. I said, all right, cool. So far, meh. Some good elements, but as a show, I don't like to watch a show and say, oh, this show is bad, but this is, I'm not here. But let me see if I can give a good analogy.
A few moments later.
You launch a new dish in your restaurant. It's a dish soup. It's a soup. I tried the soup for the first time. I'm not hyped. I didn't see. I saw your trailers. I saw the adverts. I saw everything. Someone said they went to the restaurant, tried the soup, and said, just come check it out. I'm like, dude, I'm very picky with my food. They're like, no, just come check it out. Dude, your taste buds are different from mine. Okay, cool, I hear that, but just give it a shot. I said, all right, cool. I go there, have the soup, and there's grains, there's sand in it. Each time I'm, slurping it, I'm like, there's a little chunky, there's something here like some cucumber, for example. Not cucumber, broccoli. Little broccoli, this, it's got some chickpeas, there's some mushrooms. So I'm chewing on these things like this is nice. So each, every chew, every bite, there's little crunch on sand.
Wait a minute, something ain't right.
That irritation will occur every 3 minutes or so, or every 2 minutes, or whatever. Each time I take take a slurp, chew on something, I cannot, how people can bypass that is amazing to me. That's a superpower. That's a gift. That is an amazing gift, to just ignore the little chunks of stone and grain of sand you're chewing on every time. That's amazing to me. Me, I wouldn't waste time to say, my guy, the soup tastes good. It smells good because of the seasoning and the herbs you put inside it. But the experience of ingesting or eating or taking in the soup into my system, zero. I abhorred it. Now, it tastes good. Where even just a little tip on my tongue or just a little tastes good. It smells lovely. Presentation is excellent. Price is beautiful. not expensive at all, well done, and it's not no GMO stuff is in this soup. Whatever reason you have, my experience with your dish has not been smooth. I'm not asking for perfection. What I'm saying is no one should ever have to deal with some little pebbles or stones, no matter how small they are, in your meal, in your soup, and then some grains of sand. No, and maybe some sawdust. No, because you just renovated the kitchen. Nada. This is food, bruh. And that's the best analogy I can give. When you're watching something, it's going into your psyche, into your subconscious, where you cannot physically alter your subconscious. You can't go in there and say, I didn't like that, remove that. Now you could easily say, well, don't watch it despite whether or not someone suggested you watch it. Of course, but that goes for anything. Whether you watch a good show or a bad show, it is going somewhere your hand cannot physically enter to undo. You can't say Control or Command Z or rewind. No siree bob. So, and certain things are repeated again and again and again when it's on TV. Certain tropes, certain patterns, certain archetypes are repeated over and over and over and over and over. I keep going over again.
You ain't lying.
I can't believe I'm sat here talking for 20 minutes, even though I came here to talk about this poster for Avengers. I'm gonna pause right now. Two things I'm now looking forward to. One of them is higher than the other. It's in terms of Marvel. It's Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and then Avengers Doomsday. And Daredevil is higher than Avengers Doomsday for me.
You serious?
I'm excited to see how the X-Men play off the other current Avengers team members that we know of. And I'm excited to see a proper, full-on, appropriate final send-off of the OG X-Men cast.
Woo!
So that means James Marsden or Marsden as Cyclops, Patrick Stewart Xavier, Sir Ian McKellen's Magneto. I can't remember the actress's name who played Mystique. Then I see, where's the poster anyway? So I'm looking forward to that. Just a proper healthy send-off. That means cool action scenes, intelligent dialogue. If you have some self-sacrifice scenes, cool, why not? But I'm like, you know what? If Feige is ready for this, give them a healthy, respectful send-off. So that way it's going to be a fun time at the cinema.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I almost want to say I'm hoping they can recapture that same vibe of Avengers Infinity War. I'm hoping. I don't feel it can beat that.
What? That's right.
Marvel has not been able to beat or top Avengers Infinity War for me. In terms of story, in terms of healthy dialogue, in terms of action, in terms of whether it's TV show or movies, nothing after Infinity War and Endgame. After those two, no recent Marvel project for me has gotten even close to Infinity War, let alone Endgame.
He's got a point.
And we're not even talking about Captain America Winter Soldier. Nothing has come close to those three at all.
You serious?
At all.
Damn.
That's how I feel about what you call this thing, Wonder Man. That's why it bled into this conversation, because they're all tied in. They're all roped into one, huge cosmic orb and threads just spinning all over the place.
Okay.
I came here to talk about a poster for 10 minutes. I'm here for like an hour. I can see them selling this as a t-shirt for sure. This would make a dope t-shirt or a poster. I think that's one of the Russo brothers there. I don't know who the two people are to the far left here. Ben Grimm's eyes look very, very weird because I know he's got pupils in the movie. I love how Beast looks. He looks really old.
You are mean.
I don't know who's gonna die in this one, but I'm assuming many of the X-Men will die. But I don't think Feige is going to carry them over from their dimension or their Earth into our current MCU timeline. The chatter that I keep hearing about Feige's intention for X-Men is he wants new people. So I'm assuming because he wants new people, he's going to separate the OG X-Men crew from our current timeline after this movie's done. Mm-hmm. I don't really care for their team, Thunderbolts or New Avengers with a Z. Couldn't care less. It'd be cool if some of them died.
What?
Jesus Christ.
I'm not kidding. I would not be sad if some of them, perma died, like stay dead permanently. I'm looking forward to seeing what Gambit is going to pull. I didn't even know Gambit was going to be in this movie, to be honest. I mean, I didn't watch the The chair reveal thing, that was just pointless to me. If you're going to let us know who's going to be in the movie, let us know. This whole dragging and taking long is pointless. They already pushed the date all the way back to December. It was supposed to come out in August, right? June, July, August, I think. I can't remember now. You just want to see everyone shine, basically. That's the best term I could use. I want everyone to shine. I'm not a fan of Shang-Chi because they didn't do him justice at all. I don't know what else they can do, but so far I'm like, man, I don't care. I'm here for the X-Men guys, Fantastic Four, and Wakanda family. So that's Shuri and M'Baku. Anyone else, I couldn't care less. Although I do love Dr. Doom's look though. I don't know what's on his left arm here, but I love it. I love this look. There's something, I don't know why, but I like it.
Yes.
I can see that that's Franklin Richards, right?
Well, duh.
The costume for the Fantastic Four looks different. I wonder who's in charge of the costumes now that Tony is gone. Who's in charge of anyone's costume on the Avengers team? Like who then says, okay, these guys have joined the whole family. Who's in charge of sewing or creating their costume for the Fantastic Four?
It's a good question.
I like the prospect of Shuri coming in contact with Reed Richards. I would like to see what that looks like. So just the idea of different characters playing off each other. I'm looking forward to seeing what Riri.
No! God, please, no!
What Shuri and Reed Richards, can conjure up. I want to see how their brains play off each other for sure. Yeah. And we got Yelena. She's cool. Whatever. I don't mind.
Damn.
Sam as Captain America. His thing is dull to me. Either take the serum or no. And whatever. I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is like a furry thing on Magneto's neck, or has he got curly hair? He grew his hair out. It looks like it's hair, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's like a little fluffy collar thing, and they're out in the cold.
I don't know.
When I first saw this on first glance, I thought this dude here was Franklin grown, but when I watched other people breaking it down on YouTube, I realized that's Johnny Storm.
No shit.
He doesn't look like him. I mean, the hair, yes, but I thought his hair, because of his hair color, I thought it was Franklin. Loki, good to see that Loki's back. I don't know how Loki will play. I wonder if they're gonna finally reunite Loki and Thor in this movie. They might do it in Secret Wars, but it'll make sense for them to do it in this movie. Namor, I couldn't give a shit about Namor. I got a list of characters I want to talk about this year. I could not give a shit about Namor. Black Panther 2 wasn't for me at all. Namor was a stupid character.
Oh, is that how you feel?
Whatever bad feeling they had towards the surface world, the way he just linked it to Shuri because of the whole vibranium thing, that doesn't, for me, didn't feel like an intelligent decision to just point fingers and say, if it wasn't for you, dude, you guys have been quiet for a long time. No one has known of your existence, and you guys have powers that you can do things if you want to. You can create your own Bermuda Triangle situation in your location where people be like, you know what, we need to avoid those waters because weird stuff always happens. You guys got gifts. You got powers, man.
You ain't lying.
It felt like he was bullying Shuri, caused the death of her mother. No. If you say people are bothering you, get your guns and go after those people. You don't then say, oh, because your brother opened up the borders and said we're going to share vibranium, it's his fault. His fault? What are you, stupid?
Damn.
There's ways to be able to survey the environment you're in, and you can preempt that. What if one day Wakanda wants to share its resources with the world? How do we prepare for that? What if they come to our waters and then yada yada yada? Should we approach Wakanda first and say, yo, it'd be cool if you kept this thing quiet? To me, that's how I would operate. You're always looking at different timelines, looking ahead in time and saying, just what if this happens? How do we deal with it? You're talking to your council, you're talking to your wife, you're talking to the elders. And this is like a reactive thing because Marvel just wanted to include Namor into their story.
Mm-hmm.
No one is saying don't include him into your world. Just find an intelligent way of telling his story so it doesn't come across as incompetent.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bucky got nerfed for me, so I'm not excited to see him anymore. I'm excited to see Mystique. Ant-Man, couldn't care less. Definitely excited for Nightcrawler, Xavier for sure. Thor, couldn't care less. You have to do something spectacular with Thor for me in this movie. You have to do something spectacular. And I mean, like beyond my wildest dreams, and maintain that.
That's right.
That stupid nonsense of Thor Love and Thunder, I've been unable to erase that from my head. So I have zero interest in Thor.
Oh, is that how you feel?
I would love to see how Mystique handles all these other guys. It'd be cool to see her shapeshift to different characters. I wonder if she can shapeshift into I wonder what that would look like if she chose to shapeshift into Dr. Doom.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see what these characters are set out to do in the movie and their roles, their respective roles, their missions. I don't know what this is. This Hawkgirl?
I don't know.
Because she looks like a Vulture's daughter.
You ain't lying.
But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's not bad. It's not bad. And I know who I'm definitely looking forward to and who I'm not looking forward to. Nightcrawler. I would love to see what combos he can pull off, man. I'd love to see what he can do. I wonder when Doom shows up in this movie. Like, does he appear like Thanos did in Avengers, like in different stages of the movie right at the start, or do they wait to the middle and the end, or right to the end?
That's a good question.
I think Nightcrawler is gonna die for sure.
Damn. Let me explain.
I don't see the actor playing his character for many years to come. And like I said, I feel, based on what I've heard so far, Feige wants to reboot the whole thing and cast as the X-Men at a certain age. I don't see him keeping. If he changes his mind, I wouldn't mind seeing Marsden and Mystique and Xavier. I mean, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen continue their roles. I wouldn't mind it at all. I don't have any issues against them.
It's showtime.
I think Nightcrawler is gonna die.
Damn.
Beast might die.
Damn.
I don't think Cyclops is dying. I think Mystique is definitely dying.
Come on, son.
I would like Namor to die, but they won't kill him off because they want to make money off his character.
Jesus Christ.
I would like Red Guardian to die for sure.
Damn.
I don't think Gambit is gonna die.
This isn't a game.
I would like Falcon to die for sure.
Get out of here.
I would like Winter Soldier to be put down, maybe like some long coma. I don't know, because he hasn't been awesome so far. He was so awesome in Winter Soldier.
Yes.
He was cool in Civil War. He was cool in Infinity War. But ever since then, nothing.
That's right.
They haven't made him, even the Captain America and Bucky TV show, he was dull. Yeah. He was dull. He was completely dull for me, for my liking.
Garbage.
And everyone was just mocking the heck out of him when the Dora Milaje did that finger tippy-tappy thing on his arm and the shit fell off. Golly. You have to make his character sexy, man. Same thing with Thor. You got to bring back that spark. Loki was practically a time demigod. What do they intend to do with Loki? I mean, having Thor on the team is cool, but you have to make Doom so powerful it makes sense how he kicks Thor's ass and Loki's ass.
That's what I'm talking about.
So it'd be interesting to see what each of these characters in their designated team up mode will encounter to test their skills, their strength, their teamwork, their camaraderie, their trust, and their abilities. Those who are mutants, those who have powers, those who don't, those who have gadgets, and those who have intelligence as well, like Reed and Shuri. It would be cool to see what Doom brings to the table that would test everyone's abilities and strength.
What does that have to do with me?
No, he's got a point.
And that is me, Don Peeps.
Woo!
Let me know in the comments what you feel about Wonder Man, about Marvel trying their hardest right now.
Big man thing, yeah? It's not looking good, bruv.
I saw so many memes like, yawn, we don't care anymore.
No shit.
And that sucks, dude.
That's right.
In a different timeline, people would have been stoked and excited for this. But when you keep dropping dribble after dribble after dribble on your Disney Plus platform, and you stand by it like you made such a cosmic decision, oh, this show is excellent. Dude, it is not excellent. It is mediocre.
Get him out of here.
And because people are starved of excellence, people called this Wonder Man show beautiful, amazing. I used to think that people really chose their words wisely when talking about TV and movies and using words like amazing. I'm not saying you shouldn't say something's amazing to you, but there are a lot of people watching your reviews and hearing you talk and say, when you hear someone say something's amazing, that piques my interest. Like, yo, he called that shit amazing? Let me check it out. And when you realize it's dull, I'm like, what? So what do you call epic then? If you call this amazing, what do you call epic? This is not amazing. This is not amazing.
I love Captain America. He is the full package.
Well, you're really just like a regular dude who can throw a shield, right?
Regular guy?
Oh, is that how you feel?
Regular guy.
Get out of here.
But someone chose to write this dialogue and say, yeah, we want this character to say that. It didn't make sense. It did not make sense.
Get him out of here now.
You know what? Fuck it.
What?
I've of course been your one and only Multipotentialite, Neurodivergent host.
The Kosmic Jedi. I've had enough of this shit. Signing out.